right, we're back. I'm Danny Sess. This is Sess Says. We're here with Matt Jasper. I'm going to call you Jasper. That's an awesome last name. You're in great shape. We just did a little preamble to this conversation, and I'm ready to get into it. So, Matt, I think some of these quick wins that we've been doing are just like where you're from, how old you are, maybe if you have kids, you got a lunch streak. Floor is yours. Let's kick it off.
I'm 37, from Southwest Michigan, about 10, 15 minutes from where Billy's from, who tagged me in. So St. Joe, Michigan, about 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. So we're close to the beach. I actually live on a family farm. I bought property when my grandpa passed. So I'm the fifth generation to live on this farm. So been in the family over 100 years. Live here on a house that I built with my wife, my 4-year-old, turned 4 on Sunday, daughter.
Congrats.
And, yeah, thank you. And yeah, it started my own business, work in the backyard from the building we're in right now, and personal training. So I named my company 5G Fitness for being the fifth generation to work here. Not exactly how the past generations probably thought I'd be working from here, but and then my wife works on the other side of the building. She's got her own salon. So
that's awesome. Yeah. You know, just talking to you for a few minutes before we started recording any of this, I'm really motivated by you because we've been doing some of these like school sessions and talking about how we can channel some of what we've learned from fitness, being dedicated, motivated, taking down notes, getting better every week, and kind of turning that into financial gain and how we could get better financially. Jasper, you got to tell the story you just told me and how you got to where you are now, because I thought you were in like an industrial gym and you're telling me that this is on property that you own. So, you know, start from where you were at work and how you got to this point.
Yeah. So I'm a double major in accounting and finance. Graduated, worked at credit unions for about 7 years. That's how I met Billy. Left there, did the personal training thing out of an Anytime Fitness for 3 years. You make about $18 an hour. Knew I couldn't raise a family or do anything like that. So I went back to commercial banking. So that's what I did at the credit union. I did some commercial lending and then also underwriting. So I analyzed business deals. Did that for a few more years. Former client of mine offered me a job. They owned a dermatologist. So I trained this doctor of dermatology. He brought me in as going to be a CFO with CAO. So I was a chief accounting officer, making 6 figures, could have paid off my brand new house in 3-4 years. Did that for about 6 months and hated it so much and I had this idea that this is what I wanted to do. And my thought was I'd do it after I paid my house off. I'd be debt free. It'd be easy, no stress. But just like, would I have done it? Probably not. So
yeah,
6 months into it, my daughter was 2-3 months old, told my wife I wanted to quit and start my own personal training company. I give her all the credit in the world because she trusted me. She put her faith in me. And that I knew that probably, and looking back, she laughs about it. She's like, yeah, I was scared shitless. But she believed in me. So did it and worked out of my parents' garage. They own a farm about 10 minutes from here. Worked out of their garage. It's a finished garage for 2 years till I could put up this building. And now we're here. So now I operate out of here. It's a 40 by 60 pole barn style. Decked it all out, got the gym flooring, got some turf in the back, got all the equipment. And then my wife has a 2-chair salon on the other side.
That's incredible. I think so many people would be so weary of doing this. Well, we have a 2-month-old. This is not the right time. But I think when you find something you're passionate about and you're able to push it forward and go build an idea and be motivated by that, that's like really incredible. And I'm so happy to hear you have success in this.
The big thing for me was my daughter. I would sit there stressed out about going to work. I would come home and I wouldn't be happy. And, she doesn't know it then because she was 2 months old, but I didn't want to be the dad that came home unhappy, hating my job, and then not a good parent and not a good husband because of how much I hated it. I wanted to be the dad that showed her, if you have a dream, go follow it. If you want to do something, go do it. and not just tell her that. I wanted her to see it. And so she gets to see it. She gets to come in here sometimes when we're working. So it's just, she was a big motivator for me. You know, she changed my life, and I wouldn't, like I said, you know, my plan was to try to do this, but if I would have waited till I was almost 40, you know, would I've looked at it like, I'm 40, I can't make a change now, it's too late, and just stuck it out and been miserable, you know, then maybe. So
Yeah.
it was just too many mornings, too many afternoons thinking about it. And I said, you know, finally I got to do it. So
that's so powerful, because you're right. At 40, then you'd be making even more money, and it'd be even tougher to start over. Like the time is now, and you did it. I'm just like, I'm blown away by this. That's why I'm so happy you got to share that with everybody. And
yeah.
So you have your own clients and stuff. So you're an early lifter then.
Yeah, I have to. You know, my clients start. I've been as early as 4:30 with clients, and so 4:30 to about 9:10 is, you know, my morning block, and then there's that afternoon where obviously everyone's working, and that's when I spend my time getting stuff done, being with my daughter, taking her to school when I get done with the morning today. Sometimes picking her up if I don't start back, but typically I'm starting back about 2, and then work till 6:37. So
okay, awesome. What kind of program are you following right now? Are you doing the Get Stacked, or are you doing the Pump 30s?
No, I had done, I think 2 or 3 Get Stacks before we had the group. I'd actually been like 1 weekend. I was like going back a ways. You know, I'm doing the Pump 30s now, but I was like going back a ways because I write out everything in a journal. I journal every day, and I like
it's important.
pen to paper, like what I'm doing, even though it's, you know, the workout's in the app, but I like writing it down. So I would always be back a ways. I was a week into, I can't remember what Get Stacked, when I was texting with Dalton and he was saying he was going to get on 125. I was like, hey, you and Billy were doing, you know, Squat-tober with a few guys. Like, we should do the same thing with Get Stacked. And I think he was already on it, because then next thing you know, we've got Get Stacked 125 group. And so, yeah, I did that one. Like Brian right now, just felt beat up. I've done like 3 or 4 of them in a row. So decided to take a break. Knew the December might also take a toll from what these guys said about Squat-tober. So decided to go get our Pump 30, and still mixing in. Brian and I were talking about it, mixing in some of the MaxEffort lifts, you know, pre Pump 30. So want to retain some of that strength we've gained.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, everyone is a little scattered right now. That I probably need to update the name of the group from Get Stacked 125. Actually, it came someone called last night. It was like a video call, and my wife's like, "You're getting a weird phone call right now." I was like, "Oh, that's the Get Stacked guys." Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually doing Get Stacked 126. I really was so motivated after 125. So I'm keeping it rolling and eating on 102 and eating a little more. The Get Stacked is a long workout, but I feel like it's very justified with the holiday season.
Oh yeah. I took a look at that. I thought it looked good. I really wanted. He almost looks like he's combining a little bit of the Pump 30 methods into, you know, after you do your main lifts anyway. At least that's what it looked like.
Yeah, we had the legs today, and after like the max lifts, it was sets of 20, 20, 20. Continuous 3 sets. Like I was done in like half an hour after the max lifts, and I was like, this is odd, you know. I still have to lunge and stuff, but and I gotta say, when it's like weighted lunges, and then to do a half-mile lunges is always like, oh man, my legs.
Yeah, why?
Why this? Yeah. Yeah, and I gotta say also, you know, you were telling me about how you got involved with Cory. Maybe you could even bring that up too.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember how far back. I mean, I remember him from Muscle Farm days. You know, the Get Swole workouts, which are a lot. I feel like very similar. Even how he's been posting them. The Pump 30s online now look a lot like the Get Swole programs he used to run. So I've been following him for a while. Did 2019 or 18 maybe. He did like an online physique, you know, competition. Took 3rd in that. That's where Billy started doing it. You know, we started talking, he started doing that. So now he kicks my butt and everything. So thanks for that, Billy. But yeah, I did that. I think there was a 2020, like Strong Mind, Strong Body or something.
Okay.
top 10 in that. I don't think I've ever done an I Want Abs, so I'm looking forward to that one here in January. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you have such a good mindset right now. You're motivated. You'd be a dangerous competitor in the I Want Abs.
I've been gearing up for it for like a year now, guys.
Yeah, so
So
you said maybe doing like a bulk for almost a year.
yeah, about a year.
Yeah, that's important because the competition doesn't just start in January. You know, you need a plan going into it. And there was a little bit of that conversation going on in like the group chat recently. And Dalton was giving his 2 cents. But I think it's important. You want to put on a little bit of weight because then that's what comes off fast, and the numbers will be so drastic once you get to the end of the competition.
Yep. Yeah. I chatted, especially riding around in the Escalade with him at the Muscle Island event, that gets you pumped up for it. And so
yeah, for sure.
I picked his brain a lot on some strategies he used. So, and that was I was already, before thinking about even doing this, I was on a bulk. I've always, some of our stories in the group are awesome. They're inspirational. They're, big weight loss, journeys.
Yeah.
And I've never had that challenge. I've had the other challenge of never being able to gain weight.
Yeah.
I was always just the tall, skinny athlete. So I've been on a year-long bulk just because it takes a lot for me to put on size. So I was telling you earlier, 5,200 calories a day for most of this year just to try to gain weight. So
yeah. Oh, Jasper, that's my dream.
you think that it's not the cheats, the cheat spikes. It was a lot of chicken and rice.
Okay.
I mean, I was eating 2-3 meals a day, would have at least 3 cups of rice.
Wow.
It was a lot. 315, 320 grams of protein, 670 carbs, the rest in fats. It was a job. I mean, it was eating every 1 to 2 hours, and they were meals. They weren't snacks. So it was too much.
And people ask, "Are you going to eat all that?" You're like, I have to.
I don't want to.
I have to.
Eating in front of clients and feeling guilty, telling them what to do, but I'm like, I gotta eat. Sorry.
Right. How tall are you?
6'2" ish.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You said you were a former athlete. What was your sport?
I played football, basketball, baseball.
Okay.
So
cool. A little bit of everything.
Played a little junior college baseball. That was about as far as I could take that.
Okay. Cool. The other thing I liked that you were telling me about is you went to both of the Mafia events so far.
Yeah. Thanks to Billy.
Yeah, and Billy. Yeah, well, we should thank you because you bringing Billy to the community is a gift in itself. It is the holiday season.
Yeah, well, like I told you earlier, it was I feel a little bit like G and the fact that he created it and now he gets his ass kicked in some of this stuff, and I bring Billy in and now he kicks my ass and everything. So you're welcome. But no, and then he kind of brought me back. I wasn't doing, I'm back on the AF lifestyle, back on the lunges every day. And it's because of going to that first Mafia event where I wasn't a subscriber. Billy was. He invited me to be the +1 so I could go to the gym and work out. And after that, it was like, man, I got to get back into this. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the next Mafia event. So hopefully I get to meet you in person.
Same.
You've been doing a lunge streak, or you take a day off, or how is that looking?
So I'm on day 43 today. Still keeping it 400.
400.
Yeah, I said something to Mike earlier today about I haven't stepped up to 800. I did 400 today in a weighted vest, just because I felt like it was needed after leg day, just to make it more of a leg day.
Needed.
But I've been holding off on 800. I'm waiting till that I Want Abs.
Sure.
Still trying to maintain or gain, which, like I told you earlier, is not happening. So I don't need to bump up the lunges yet. Yeah,
for sure. Because then once I Want Abs happens, then you want to do something that's like shocking your body a little bit too. So that'll be a big stressor on it at the competition time. We're starting to run a little bit out of time, but one of my favorite things is now how we're continuing to choose new people. So I'm hoping you have somebody in your head that you can tag in for another one of these.
Yeah, I'm going to tag in Chase. So he was at both Mafia events with his brother, and those two are funnier than hell. And his brother had a little mishap with trying to dry scoop pre-workout at the first event, and they were slapping each other around at the second event. So I feel like I got to hear him talk more and get to know him.
Okay, cool. I never talked to Chase, just a little bit on Instagram.
Yeah. So he should be fun.
Okay, awesome. Yo, Jasper, this was amazing. I think you have such a powerful message here. You know, just because you're making money doesn't mean you're successful. Go do something that you're motivated by, and you'll be a lot happier as a person, as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but you got that passion, you got that dream, you got to follow it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Danny Sess, and that's what we're saying.